It's a battle of the role reversals. Two teams with a history of top-tier signal callers and records to match are now both 1-1, one with a rookie quarterback and the other with a sort of erratic quarterback at the helm. Before New Orleans' ugly Week 2 performance, they'd most likely be the favorites heading into Week 3. But after the Panthers' smackdown and a Patriots' 25-6 win over the Jets, New England is now the nearly 3-point favorites, the game over-under now set at 43 points. It's been like performance ping pong for these two teams so far this season. So there is no doubt that today is going to be a down-to-the-wire duel for multiple reasons. So let's break it down. It's hard to know which Saints team the Patriots are going to get. New England's defense could get one of two things. The Week 1 Jameis Winston, who went 14 for 20 for 148 yards with 5 touchdowns, no picks, and no sacks against Green Bay, or the Week 2 Winston, who went 11 for 22 for 111 yards with 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 4 sacks on the day against an okay Carolina defense. If Winston continues to struggle in a collapsing pocket, holds the ball too long against the Patriots' dominant defense, it won't end well for New Orleans. Generating pressure isn't exactly an issue for the reclaimed boogeymen. The Patriots' pass defense snatched 4 interceptions on Zach Wilson last week. Plus, this past Sunday, running back Alvin Kamara, along with the rest of the Saints' run game, were non-existent. Kamara had 8 carries for 5 yards, which is a 0.6% yard per carry rate. However, on the flip side, if there's a team to run and gun against, it's the Patriots. They allowed lower caliber Jets running backs to rush for 31 carries for 152 yards with a nearly 5 yards per run average. And as for the Patriots offense, if McDaniels can expand the playbook for Mac Jones just enough, I think they'll have the upper hand to cover the spread for sure. Jones had a solid completion percentage last week, considering he wasn't called on to do much. He went 186 yards, averaging 6.2 yards per attempt, and had an 89% completion rate, although he did get sacked 3 times. But he'll be up against a Saints squad that allowed Carolina quarterback Sam Darnold to go 26 for 38 for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, with a 99.1% passer rating. And as for the run, the Saints let Christian McCaffrey run wild. And yes, I know he's one of the best running backs in the league, but he went 72 yards rushing and 65 receiving for 137 yards total and a touchdown. But this is a good sign for Damian Harris, James White, and the rest of the Patriots' backfield. So I think it's safe to say this matchup is an early season wildcard, to say the least. So there's not much we can predict with certainty. But what we do know for sure is that after Week 3, one of these teams is going to be over 500 and the other is going to be under 500. Now, if the Patriots can go into Week 4 against Tom Brady and the Bucs over 500, at least mentally they'll have a little more reassurance that they can pull off a W heading into that matchup. Until game time, reporting in Foxborough, Alexi Iafrato, the Boston Herald.